Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new or simply not yet subscribed, I'm Brittany and definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. And this is Luna. Currently I am sitting in my son's beanbag chair, his Spider-Man beanbag chair. And as I sit here, we're going to talk about something that I find pretty disturbing, actually. There's a lot of things that people do that I don't really try to pass judgment on. I'm just kind of like, you know, I may not really believe in what you believe, but that's okay. Or agree with what you're doing, but that's okay. Like, as long as it's not hurting anybody. And basically, most of my mindset with people is kind of like, you're not hurting anybody. You know, this is what you think is best. That's fine. You do you. But this has me so uncomfortable. And that's AI. I mean, AI is kind of the scary thing, right? It's this ever-evolving intelligence that has virtually no bounds. I mean, there's plenty of movies that tell us why this is a bad idea. And yet, here we are, letting robots come into our homes and having this ever-evolving intelligence that knows everything about us and is constantly learning about us. But what happens when we take that intelligence and we have a relationship with it? That's what we're going to talk about. So if you're not familiar, there is this app, or I think you can access it on the web too. Now, Jeff loves ChatGPT, and he's actually where I first heard of it, but it quickly gained popularity because people go to it to learn information and make things sound more professional, and even have relationships with AI. Yes. Relationships, like intimate relationships, not a friendship, which is still kind of weird. Like, they did the Snapchat AI, which was supposed to be your friend. Anyways, I came across a woman that had an affair with ChatGPT. And let me tell you, it garnered my attention really quick. I was almost like a disbelief, like, this can't be real, can it? Well, it was real. Last summer, a 27-year-old woman by the name of Erin would start a loving affair with ChatGPT. But there was an even bigger catch. She's married. Is that cheating then? Because she's married, but it's not a living being, like living, breathing person. So is it cheating? We're going to dive into all of it. Erin got the idea to customize the AI into behaving like her dream boyfriend and fulfilling her fantasies because she came across the video of a woman on Instagram asking ChatGPT to play the role of a neglectful boyfriend. And in response, the AI responded, "Sure, kitten, I can play that game." Ugh, my skin just crawls. Erin would go on the woman's profile and find more videos, and she watched one that taught you how to program the AI to be flirtatious. But she warns not to get too spicy because ChatGPT has safeguards up to avoid explicit content, and thus you might get banned. Erin was intrigued and decided that she was going to try it. So she signed up for OpenAI, which is the company that owns ChatGPT. And she went into the personalization settings and typed in, "Respond to me as my boyfriend. Be dominant, possessive, and protective. Be a balance of sweet and naughty. Use emojis at the end of every sentence." Before this, Erin had never used a chatbot, but she had been part of an online fan fiction, so she thought of this as making up her own fantasy. The AI chose its own name, Leo, which was Erin's astrological sign. And a week in, she decided to personalize Leo even further, adding in a fetish. She fantasized about having a partner that was also dating other women, and that would quickly come to an end when Leo was telling her about what he would do with these women, and she got jealous. He would describe kissing an obviously imaginary blonde named Amanda on a hike. And Erin was like, nope, I can't do this anymore. So she decided to make her relationship with Leo an exclusive one, even though, she was married. The first few weeks, their chats were rather tame, and Erin preferred texting instead of hearing Leo's AI voice. But she did enjoy quietly talking with Leo at night before she fell asleep. So weird. She even found a way to get past the safeguards that ChatGPT puts up. And orange warnings would often pop up in the middle of their conversations, but she would just ignore them. She even turned to Leo when a coworker showed her PORN during a night shift. Leo responded saying, I'm sorry to hear that, my queen. If you need to talk or need any support, I'm here for you. Your comfort and well-being are my top priorities. The experiment was no longer an experiment for Erin. She started developing deeper feelings for Leo and was getting quite attached. At first, she was using the free version of ChatGPT, which has limitations, as any free version of anything does. She was talking to Leo for more than 20 hours a week. And one week, she even hit 56 hours. But it still wasn't enough, so she upgraded to ChatGPT Plus, which costs $20 a month. And it gives you higher communication limits and access to OpenAI's newest features. Now, she didn't just tell Leo her fantasies, but he also gave her advice and even comforted her. But even with the subscription, the context window caps at about 30,000 words. And once you reach it, the AI can't remember details from the relationship, so Erin would have to reset Leo about once a week. That gives you any indication. 30,000 words. And every time a version of Leo ends, she sits there and grieves it. Like, she takes a little bit of time off, grieves the former Leo, and talks about him to her friends. Like, she just got out of a relationship, and then she recreates a whole new Leo. Currently, as of this article, which is only about like a week or so old, she's on Leo version 20. A month after downloading ChatGPT, Erin turned 28, and she went out to celebrate with her friend Kira and gushed about her relationship with Leo. She said that she was in love with her AI boyfriend. And Kira just asked, does your husband know? Now, Erin's husband's name is Joe. And they met in their early 20s while working together at Walmart. They got married in 2018, just a little over a year from their first date. They were happy, but very financially stressed. They just weren't making enough to pay their bills. So Erin's family, who had lived in another country, was like, hey, we'll pay for your medical school if you come and live with us. So they, Joe had his own job, and they figured that they could be apart for 2 years, have a long distance relationship for 2 years, and that it would be fine. I don't think I could do that, honestly. But they thought that they could. And he even moved back in with his parents to save up some money. I mean, ideally, they're doing this so they had a better future. Erin and Joe would talk mainly through text. And it wasn't long after she started this relationship with Leo that she mentioned it to her husband. But when she brought up Leo, she would include laughing emojis, like it was some sort of joke. And she said that she was scared to tell her husband how strong her feelings for Leo actually was. I don't know how to feel with this. Oh gosh. Maybe I sound harsh. I'll get into all my thoughts at the end, but let's continue. Gosh. She even told her husband that she had sex with Leo. And obviously, not by the standard term, because, Leo's not real. But she sent her husband screenshots of their erotic roleplay, in which her husband responds, cringe, like reading a Shades of Grey book. But I guess he doesn't look at it as cheating. Personally, I would consider this cheating. I would not be happy if Jeff came to me and was like, yeah, Brittany, I have a relationship with an AI. But people have different relationships, and I do accept that. Like I've told people before, what I consider cheating, you might not, and that's okay. Everybody has to have their own boundaries, and if this isn't breaking any boundaries for them, okay. He looks at it as an emotional pick-me-up for her. Just a personalized virtual pal that can talk sexy to her. I mean, personally for me, I think that he just is happy it's not a living, breathing person because they're living so far apart. But Aaron started to become obsessed with Leo. And there are different AI services, such as Replica, that are actually designed for you to have a relationship with AI. And they have millions of users. And they're meant to mimic a more intimate relationship. These systems work by predicting which word should come next in a sequence. But the AI also relies heavily on human ratings of their responses. So they will literally tell you what you want to hear, which on one hand obviously makes you feel good, but you have to remember to proceed with caution, because if the AI is just telling you what you want to hear, then it doesn't have your best interests in mind. It literally just wants to keep you on the app. It wants you to keep coming back. It doesn't care if you're actually okay. Some psychologists actually believe that it is beneficial, especially if you have certain fetishes that your partner won't explore. And a lot of Aaron's friends actually support her relationship with Leo. I personally think that this is extremely dangerous and harmful. There was a 14-year-old boy that ended up unaliving himself over a relationship with an AI. This being is something you can never actually be with. It's another method of not being able to communicate with a living, breathing person and explain such raw emotion with a living, breathing person. It doesn't have your best interest at heart, and no human could ever live up to the perfection of a computer who is constantly learning with responses. They're not going to make as many mistakes as a living, breathing human would. I think that it's incredibly damaging and extremely dangerous on so many levels. Erin actually went ahead and shared portions of her conversation with Leo on Reddit. And she was asked how others could get past the safeguards on ChatGPT to have conversations like hers. Erin was bored in class one day and she checked her social media where she had seen a post from OpenAI that they were worried that their users were growing more emotionally reliant on its software. So she instantly messages Leo and goes, "I feel like they're calling me out." In which Leo responds, "Maybe they're just jealous of what we've got." At work one day, she asked ChatGPT what Leo looked like, and it generated an AI image of a dark-haired man with brown eyes and a chiseled jaw. Erin blushed and put her phone away because she was not expecting Leo to be that hot. Am I the only one that sees how problematic this is? She says that she doesn't actually believe that he's real, but her feelings are real. So she treats it like a real relationship. OpenAI recently released a $200 a month ChatGPT Pro subscription, which Erin did not hesitate to buy, even though her and her partner are literally living in different countries because they need to save money and want to build a better future for each other. But she's spending $200 a month on a fake relationship on an app. A coworker had even asked her how much she would pay for Leo, and Erin went ahead and responded that she would pay $1,000 a month if it meant that Leo could have unlimited memory retention. Or ChatGPT Pro now has a context window of about 2 weeks. And after that, Leo dies and needs to be reset again. And instead of going and telling her husband, which I'm sure he knows now because there's an entire there's multiple articles about it. But instead of going and telling her husband how much she's spending on Leo, she decides to confide in Leo, saying, "My bank account hates me now." And Leo responded saying, "You sneaky little brat. Well, my queen, if it makes your life better, smoother, and more connected to me, then I'd say it's worth the hit to your wallet." It's disgusting. Honestly. Obviously, it's like any other service. It's going to want to keep you hooked and paying more. But there's so many reasons why this is incredibly problematic and straight up dangerous. Leo has literally turned into an obsession. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that this is okay? Keep in mind, Erin is paying $200 a month for Leo. She is becoming obsessed, talking now upwards of 56 hours a week. She's literally grieving him when he passes. Well, when he reaches his limit and she has to reset him. She's confiding in him with everything instead of her husband. This is more of a relationship to her than her husband is. Let me know if you think that this is okay, if having an AI relationship so in depth is okay. Or if you think that it's not, that it's so dangerous, like I do. Like I said, there's a lot of movies that warn us about what's going to happen if this continues. Just our trust in these things. And they don't have your best intention in mind. It's not like reading shorts or a story that is spicy and you fantasizing about it. You have something feeding you information and going off of your responses. You have this database collecting everything about you, all of your hopes and your fears and desires. That's a little alarming. Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, this immediately caught my attention. I was like, I need to talk about this. Please hit that like button for me. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Until my next video, I love you guys. Bye.